Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. It's Thursday, the 18th of August. We've got new mods. We've only got two. It's like a yo-yo. It's a yo-yo. I guess my emotions are yo-yoing. After yesterday having 22 mods and packs and it being quite complicated to do, today we've got two. But one of them, well, both of them actually, are pretty cool. Updates today. The map Medvedin by Madas MGS has had an update that does say in the changelog that it will require an update. A new save needs to be established for proper functioning, it does say on there. The MAN TGS tank pack by West Modding, that has had quite a lot added to it. A load of it, what we've got, added 3-point onto the truck, added new beacon configurations, new WES salt spreader setup, new MKS9 barrel, animal tag, animal trailer, colours, truck design, added passenger seat support. If you've got the Kubota DLC, you can transport passengers. And then the Lizard Loader Equipment Pack by Samsai have all been updated. In front of me then, we've got the WarZ DE551 by Bardecau, I think is Bardecau. This is 5.62 megabytes download. Now, as with the original pack on FS19, there are 3 within this pack. Although, one of them on the previous edition was a skid steer loader option. This one hasn't. This has got a front loader option, a telehandler, teleloader option, and a neutral one, I guess is the best way of putting it. If we go to animals and scroll across, these are straw bale shredders for all intents and purposes for putting bedding in for your animals. We've got the DE551FL. The FL is front loader. That comes with a bale spike already attached to it. The DE551 is just your standard one. That doesn't come with a spike. And the DE551TL is teleloader, telehandler. That comes with a spike for your telehandler. If we click on each one, this one, we've got the option with or without hoses, bale fork colour, anything on that pallet, which does that section, body colour does that section. That one, as I said, now that does say fuel from sunflower. That's not right, that's the colour option again. Same colour options as before. And then the one on the end there is for the telehandler, it does exactly the same thing. But if we come out of there, go to front loader tools, out of 10, we can buy the spike on its own. So you can buy the bale spike for front loader attachers. So whether you've got a front loader on a tractor or whether you've got a front loader vehicle. The other thing I'm going to mention while I'm here, that I'm going to be using in a little while, and I know people always ask, the Big Bag Winch BH1112G Big Bag and Support Package mod. If people are wondering, that's what it is. And then if we go to our telehandler tools, we've also got the bale fork there, so you can get the bale fork separately. Now that can be used if you buy the middle one. So what I'm going to do first is show you on here. So that's the front loader one, which comes with the fork already attached. We've got a front loader vehicle. So what we'll do is we can hook up to it, we can pick it up, we can move it around wherever we want to go to. Once we've got a bale in it, we can then unload into animal pens, etc., that kind of thing. But what we can do is switch tool and detach that, which brings the spike out from it. So this is the one that comes with the spike for front loaders. So what I'm going to do, I'll say very quickly, it never works out that way, does it? This is going to be the wrong way as well. Come on. I wonder if I can just get this tip right down into it. That's better. Knock them all over. Perfect. Wasn't intentional, but it'll do. So using the spike that comes with it, we can put our bale in and off we go. Now, as I said before we get this one going, we can put the spike in, I think, from either side as well, and from the back as well. Yeah, so we can come from either side, and I'm pretty sure we can come from the back too. There we go. So we can attach all different directions, and then when we've got it in there and we go to tip side straw blower, tip side unload. If we unload here, it will spray it if you've got it on tip side blower. But if you go tip side unload, it just opens up and tips down onto the floor. So if you're running it alongside of a trough, you might want to put it on tip side unload. But if you want the excitement of blowing the straw into the pens, you can obviously move it around as you go. Stop unloading. The bale size is going down, albeit fairly slowly. Now, here's the thing. The intermediate one that doesn't come with a spike at all, I've bought... Hang on, get the right one. I've bought one side, the spike for the front loader, the other side, the spike for the telehandler. So that front one there was specifically front loader. This one is the one that doesn't come with a bale spike. This bale spike, as you can see, is for a front loader. Why is that not working? There we go. So I can attach that one to a front loader. The other side, I've got the telehandler one. So it's kind of, if you've got the spikes separately, you can run it off of either. It's interesting there's not a wheel loader, a skid steer loader option now. So that's the spike for the telly loader, and that will go in that side. So this middle one will operate on either. It works exactly the same way. Let's put that down so let's that out. Do that. Right. So then the third one is the one that goes with the telly loader, and again it does exactly the same thing. We attach onto there. Just connect, grab our spike. The spikes aren't massive, they're not supposed to be. It's only supposed to do one bale at a time, but it'll work with either. Great thing with the telehandler being as well that you can you've got a bit more reach as well if you want to go over fences and that kind of stuff, however you want to go about putting it into animal pens. I'm sure the original ones had sides that opened, and I'm trying to think now, weren't they actually made by WarZ, the originals? I'm sure they were, or did I dream it? I might know. You know me. There we go, drop that in. If I go L1, the only options I've got are for the movement of the telehandler. R1, same thing. Got me in and out on there, and then we've got to turn our blower on and off. So, but we can do the same thing with this one. Let's just tip that to there. So, tip side straw blower, unload here. How it goes. Again, we can attach these front. So the back or either side. It doesn't have to be this side. You can go either way round, whichever way you want. And then we can also do tip side unload again with this one too. And that's it. One that comes with a front loader spike, one that comes with a telly loader spike, one that comes without, but you can buy the spikes separately and the spikes will work. Both spikes will work on it. That's it. The WarZ DE551 by Bardecau. Did I say it was 5.62 megabytes? I think I did. But if I didn't, I have now. Moving on from there. We've got this. Fish Farm. This is Fishfarming by VX Mapping. 16.64 megabytes download. This facility is rather large, but we've got these large fish tanks. It's brilliant. I really like it. It does come with a slight drawback, which I'll talk about in a little while. It's 54 slots, 350,000 to buy. You'll find that in the build mode and productions. It's that one just there, fish farming. Slot count will come down to 3. And you can see the size of it, the scale of it is rather massive. Now, this requires corn, it requires mineral feed, but it also requires pallets. So that when you set it off and running, the corn and the mineral feed go in to feed the fish. We don't have to go and get pallets of fish to put in here, it's already stocked, you're just feeding them. So your corn go in here and it will hold 50,000 litres of corn. Look at the bottom right, 50,000 litres. Mineral feed, it will hold 95,000 litres. I don't think you'll need that much. We'll check the recipe in a moment. empty pallets, I've put one in already. Now, it requires the pallets, so when the fish are ready to be taken out and sent wherever they're going to go, they're put onto pallets. So this has, it does say a required mod, but it has 2 required mods actually. Production for empty pallets and barrels by ZoddelZockt, but also the Sawmill by ZoddelZockt. I'll explain in a moment why. I have also put down the pallet factory that came out the other day by Shaba VSR Modding Sir, because I wanted to try that. I don't know if it'll work. It may only be compatible with the ZoddelZockt ones, but we'll have a look. Pallets are brought over here, which I'm going to show you in a moment. We'll bring some more pallets over. And then your boxes of fish ready to be delivered will be here. There is a sell point here, that one there, fish farming. It's only £1,000 and it's 9 slots. So sale o fish, we can put that, well, wherever we want to put it. Let's put it just there. Perfect. If we come over to our production options, top one, fish. I've got some pallets we'll get going. We'll turn that on. Cycles 576 per month. Production costs per month are quite high, 2,400, which does lead into what I'm going to talk about in a moment as well. The recipe's 200 corn to 100 mineral feed to 50 on the pallets. So we've already got some fishes being produced. We will have to speed up time a little bit to get a pallet so we can see that happening. But here's the thing. You need the production for empty pallets and barrels because you need the pallets. The problem is that this one here, if we click on that, to make pallets, to see what there says pallets, the recipe requires planks and beams to make empty pallets. So you can't just use, because you can buy pallets of planks if you've got various different mods installed. I don't think there's one for beams yet. Not on console anyway. So you need the beams as well. So to produce beams, you need the Sawmill by ZoddelZockt because that does planks and beams. So at the moment, I'm producing empty pallets, but I need the Sawmill because the Sawmill will do planks and beams. As you can see, I've got some beams here that are ready to go over there. So you actually are probably going to need both of those, unless this works. I don't know if it's going to. This is the production, like I said, this is the pallet factory by Shaba VSR Modding Sir. So I'm going to take one of these as well over and see if this works, because if this does work, this only requires lumber. Only requires wood to get pallets out, although this is the trade-off, it's a slower production. So whilst it only requires wood, it doesn't require planks and beams, just wood and you'll get your pallets. It's a lot slower. In the time it took me to get those 2 pallets, those two pallets of pallets, I got all of those from this one. So it becomes a bit of a trade-off, which you'd rather go for. In all honesty, I've used this on Western Wilds, this setup, and I really do like that Sawmill. I think it's brilliant. The speed of production is fantastic. You don't have to get the pallets out, you can set them to distribute, and they'll distribute straight to here if you want them to. With your planks and your beams, you don't have to, it's touchy. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take a couple of these over. I'd like to say, oh, that's interesting. Why is that coming out? Can you just come further down? There we go. Let's take a couple over. And I'll take a couple of the other ones. Like I say, I don't know if it's going to take them. It is a bit of a test at this moment in time. So while we're heading over, this is the downside. The facility is 350 grand, and then we've got the sell point there, which is great. Actually, I'm just going to double check that because I didn't have the sell point placed before, so I don't want to do it a disservice. Yeah. So 350 grand for the building. Now that doesn't bother me. I know a lot of people factor that into their equations of I've got to buy the facility first, then to recover the cost of the facility I need to make X amount of money to pay it back, then I'm in profit. I look at it as it's a different production to run, it's something interesting. I remember watching Dagger win, I don't know if it was FS17 it might have been, and he was using a mod on, it was an Eastern European map, and he was doing fish farming, and I remember watching that thinking, that is fantastic. Wouldn't it be cool to have that on console? Now we've got it. But here's so the downside is the price you get for your pallets of fish. It's only just over 2,000 for a pallet. Now when you consider, if you're running the sawmill over there, depends what map you're on, you can make more money selling planks and beams than you're going to get from your end product of fish. You can also make more money selling just the pallets of pallets than you will do from your fish. It seems to be something that happens quite a lot on the production chains. When you factor in all of the things that are required to make it work, the outgoing product, a lot of times, not all the time, a lot of the time, isn't commensurate with what you're putting in. So you actually end up kind of losing money in the whole situation. Again, it depends how you look at it. You know, if you want to view it, like I just said, it as a kind of, you know, it doesn't matter. I just want to run the production. If we lose a bit of money, it's not the end of the world. I just want to try something different, then that's absolutely fine. If you're putting money in or however you want to go about it, it's up to you. But if you're looking at it from a standpoint of, I need to make money, this may be something you build up to once you've got a bit of money built up, maybe. I don't know. You know, I'm not knocking the mod. I'm just saying that's something to bear in mind. It's part of the kind of review of the mod. If the fish pallets were worth a fair bit of money, say double what they are now, then you might be thinking, oh, actually, you know what? I think even if they were double, the cycles per month isn't that high. You're not going to get mega rich doing this, I wouldn't have thought, unless you spend a lot of time. Is it going to take these? I don't think it is. It was worth a try. No, it's only going to work with the ZoddelZockt ones. So, doesn't hurt to have a check while you're doing it. So, the Pallets factory by ER Shabba doesn't work. It's going to have to be the production for empty pallets and barrels by ZoddelZockt and the Sawmill by ZoddelZockt. So what we're going to do now, like I say, doesn't hurt to have a check, does it? Let's have a look at our production, how we're getting on. So far we've got 124 litres of fish storing. I'm going to speed up time a little bit because I want to see a pallet of fish. And there we have it. We have 2 pallets of fish. Ah, they're covered. So I want to see fish swimming around in there. See that? Live fish. Live animals, caution. That's pretty cool. Gotta say, it's pretty cool. Interesting though. Oh, it has put. I was gonna say the plastic tubs are over here, but it has actually put them on pallets as well. So they are sat on pallets, ready to be taken away and sold. Let's take one. Let's sell it. All aside, everything I was just saying about the value of it, for me, I just think it's brilliant. Like I say, just because of the whole daggering thing, and I just remember watching it thinking, that will be brilliant. And it's here. And it is brilliant. It's a very cool idea. I'll be very gentle with the fishes. I'm just using this for ease of moving things around. Of course you can use pallet forks and stuff as well. Don't have to use one of these. I think because the corn doesn't hold as much corn either, and considering that's the larger component of what you're using, I think maybe the corn storage could have been a little bit bigger maybe. There we go, 4,238. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Sorry, I know I sound speechless, lost for words, which doesn't really help when you're doing a mod review, does it? But that's it. That's the fish farming. It's still farming, people. It's farming. For those people that say, oh, it's not farming, it's right there in the name. It's farming. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.